I think our market is potentially starting to wake up, which is a fabulous thing for Windsor-Essex. We've had a lot of announcements in the industry that have brought on some new interest from certainly buyers being on the sidelines that may be interested in coming back to the table for something worthwhile. So there's been a buzz happening the past few weeks for some announcements made by the federal and provincial government.
Sales were up with 352 sales in the month of March. April is here and we're excited for spring and what's coming.
So, I mean, last year we had a delayed spring that, I think went right into May. We didn't see much happening in March and April. So it's good to see that we have some of that excitement building up in typical times. There certainly has been a decline since October, like Katherine had mentioned, but we are seeing that finally come up to normal trends. The news that we're seeing today would highlight on the downturn in our market. And they're looking at monthly numbers, which we like to look at annual numbers to see, that things haven't shifted as dramatically as some of the news articles that are circulating right now would suggest. We've seen a small decrease from last year if we look at the annual numbers. But if we're looking monthly, which the only reason I like to do that is to see if we're trending upwards. So it's been trending down since October, but everything in every area is trending upwards. And the things that are trending downwards are days on market, which is a good thing, right, for everyone. April hopefully will continue that trend and we'll see some exciting news.
Big news at the end of March, Doug Ford made an announcement in regards to an HST rebate on all new construction homes. So this would be a full 13% rebate for all buyers, not just first-time home buyers, but all buyers. So this has been, really big news in the real estate industry. There is a lot of confusion out there right now in regards to this. We've been seeing a lot of builders already reduce their prices in order for people to qualify in these lower prices. And then the builder is going to apply for the rebate on behalf of the buyer.
What that HST rebate means is dependent on the purchase price. So a lot of builders include the HST in the purchase price. So then you would just take 13% off of that. But the rebate is up to $130,000 off of your purchase, which would be a $1 million home plus HST for that $130,000 rebate. If you're purchasing a home above that, there's nothing more that you can get from that HST rebate, but it's up to $130,000. Obviously, you don't have to spend that $1 million to get this HST rebate, so that's where it really benefits buyers in all areas, because we have homes that are, from $600,000 up, where you're going to be able to get that HST backed out, and that makes things more affordable for buyers today to purchase a brand new home.
This is really great news for the real estate industry. There is a lot of talk about, what kind of effect will this have on resale homes? And I do think it will have an effect on resale homes, and we're about to see what those effects are.
We may see the impact on resale homes because more people will maybe be drawn to that HST rebate because it's something that they have never had available to them before. So it makes that new home more affordable. That means the 5-year-old home, 3-year-old home, whatever it might be that's currently on market will then slightly adjust in price. I don't think we're going to see big swings here because the intention is with more supply becomes more affordability, right? So if there's more buyers in the pool of purchasing, that's a positive thing for all resale and also new home builds. So we may see more people come back to the table. So I don't think it's going to be a big swing in the direction of resales going down in value, but it will open up affordability to more people. And that's the goal of this entire thing. That's the reason why we needed a shakeup. That's the reason why the provincial and federal government are putting their heads together to be able to create real lasting impact so more Canadians can purchase homes.
There is certain criteria. You have to be able to qualify for this rebate. And in a nutshell, basically, it has to be your primary residence. It has to be purchased in your own personal name and not in a corporation, or you could be purchasing it for a rental property as well.
Big asterisk here. This is not law yet, right? So anything that is currently being discussed, it's proposed at the current moment. It should hopefully become law in the next few months, but as of right now, it is not. There are a few other items that the provincial and federal government have talked about that we think will have positive impacts on our market. One being development charges, in the hopes to reduce those development charges to make more homes throughout all of Ontario. And I think that's very positive news as well. So we'll see what these two things do for the market in the coming months. But so far the buzz has been quite high, and we've had a lot of new interest come to the market, which is exciting.
It's important to know that in order to qualify for the full 13% rebate, you must have an agreement signed between April 1st, 2026 and March 31st of 2027.
Important, we talked about this last month, was the interest in the lower market. So anything that's listed under 550,000. So we did continue to see that market grow from 170 to this month, 234. And another important is the upper market, where we had talked about the opportunities available to clients today. And that jumped from 105 in February to 156 sales above that 550 mark. So we have seen people take advantage of the opportunities for that next home. It's interesting to see that. We hope that trend continues and that market, continues to be balanced between the two. Obviously, some things to look forward to is maybe a little bit more of a balanced market. It's good for everyone, and more inventory that we have coming to the market will allow for that affordability for more people. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines because things have been out of reach for you, now would be a time to consider to come back to the table. Interest rates have stayed stable. The Bank of Canada hasn't increased anything or decreased things. I know there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, but things have not shifted too much in terms of our housing market. If anything, just positive announcements to be able to make it more accessible to more people.
Another new exciting feature that we are now offering on the Royal LePage Binder website is something called the VOW, which is our virtual office website. And what this is sold data. So sold data is now available to you, the public. Anybody who wants to see sold prices, just go to our website at rlpbinder.ca, and you have to sign up for this. So you just make a user ID and password. So this is really exciting news. This is something that buyers, clients have wanted for a really long time. This is about transparency, but it is also important to know that you should still speak to a local realtor so they can help you understand the data. But if you want to know what your neighbor's house sold for, this information is now available for you.
So with things heating up, we're going to end it there for the month, but we look forward to next month and hopefully some trends continuing in the right direction for Windsor-Essex and the housing market overall.